Hey everyone. Imagine you are a first-time home buyer in an extremely competitive market like Southern California. Just finding a house that fits your budget and getting your offer accepted after bidding with other buyers is just the first step. It's extremely competitive. You like a house, you cannot buy it, right? So you are excited and can't wait to complete this purchase. But a very important step that could make or break things happen. And that's what's a home inspection by a certified inspector. Uh, you hire an inspector and they do a full-on inspection. Now, note that it's not just one type of inspection. Actually, there could be over 10 types of inspection. You can have a termite inspection, you can have a sewer inspection, and whatnot, right? Uh, They do the inspection, give you a report, and you usually get 7 to 10 days to make a decision. And that's where you remove the contingency, whether you like what you see in the report or you don't like the report and you want to walk away from your dream home. And these reports are no joke. These are very hard to understand, right? And as a first-time buyer, you already have your heart on this new house that you're making an offer on, right? And you have all these questions that how much this fix, is going to cost you, right? Or is this a safety concern? Or is this something that the inspector is simply exaggerating? All these questions come to your mind, and you are really, really confused at that point. Uh, the main point that I want to make here is that the true financial cost at that point when you're reviewing, that remains unclear. And that's the thing about it. You later in once I show you the demo, you would think about, right, you could use an LLM application to do something what I'm doing, but my focus is more on the actual cost of what you find in the report. And again, you don't want to lose a really good home for a minor issue or sign up for the worst financial decision of your life. So that's the pain point that I'm addressing with my solution over here. Now, personally, I have helped a lot of my friends and family members to buy their first home, and I'm very passionate about it. And over the years, I have myself read a lot of these reports. And when I joined this boot camp and the opportunity to build a project came, I just wanted to take the learnings from here and build a simple tool that I can now in future give it to the first time home buyers. So that's the reason I built this tool. So really, the project is a project property inspection report analyzer, as you can guess from the name. It's the point is pretty clear that take what the report comes from the inspector, convert that to a clear, actionable insights along with specific cost estimates. Now, how this works, it's an agentic framework. It's very straightforward. I don't want you to look at this big picture, but I do want you to focus on this bottom section, the third box, which is about the external services. So what I realized while building this project is that there are certain third-party companies that cost a lot of money, and they give you real-time cost estimates based on the market. So I can get how much it costs to replace a HVAC or air conditioning in Southern California, and I can get real cost estimate based on the market condition, the labors, the number of hours, and whatnot. And I realized it's run by 3 or 4 big players. So what I did behind the scenes is I actually built my own API. So that's really the project. It's not the chatbot, it's the API that is right now running on Google Cloud Run. It's running, it's auto scaling, and I'll show that as a demo shortly. So that's really the brains of this application, along with 1,900,000 things that we learned in this bootcamp that I have implemented while building it. So before, let me just go ahead and actually share the demonstration. So here is a simple page from one of those inspection reports. And really, to my earlier point, it's very technical, a lot of technical jargon. And like the first 2 words, it's saying needs attention. As a first-time home buyer, I have no idea what the heck needs attention means. Does it mean I should be concerned, or should I be excited, or should I walk away or sign up, right? So that's really the reason. And these documents are long, right? Anywhere from 60 to 120, depends on how big of a house you can afford in a market like this. So that's really the document input that goes into the application. And then this is the chat interface. This is live. This is running on Cloud Run right now. So you can scale it. It's all containerized. It's using all the latest and greatest bells and whistles. So it's not just running on local host, and I'm actually running a real application here. So what I'm going to show a simple demo. I can take one of those PDFs, upload it into the application. It's going to analyze it. It uses RAG. We did some RAGis evaluation, created some data set, and figured out the right way to, uh, ask the right questions in the context window that we have. And then you can ask like questions like high level that any LLM application could do, like what are the major issues found in the inspection. But this is not the real deal, right? Anyone could do this. The real deal is you can ask questions like, how much does it cost to replace electrical panel in zip code 91606? This is North Hollywood zip code, so Southern California. And what it does is makes call to that API behind the scenes, and it will give you a small card, which is not a, it analyzes a question and gives me a response along with the cost and the number of hours required. Now, here is when it gets one more step interesting, is that I can ask a little bit more complicated question that, let's say I said yes to that first house, right? And I only have $10,000. I can ask questions like, what should I prioritize with 10,000 budget? So this is not just a simple question, right? Here, I have to keep the budget in mind, look at the document, figure out what are the issues, and prioritize and give my end user a list of costs. So that's what's happening behind the scene. And once you see the outcome, you will be blown away. Well, there you are. There it is. So you would see a little table with all the cost estimates based on that. You can see, and it is also telling me there's a contingency fund. So extra fund, keep in your back pocket, sort of. So anyways, going back to my slide, I do want to point out the infrastructure being used. The application is enterprise ready and is hosted on Google Cloud, and it's scalable. As a first-time home buyer, you would ask, why does this even matter to you? What this tells you is that when you upload that report that you're worried about, you're using a secure enterprise-grade application. And when you ask that question about the most financial decision of your life, you can trust and make that decision. In conclusion, I would like you to try this app. The free tier allows you to analyze up to 3 inspection reports per day. I'm working on defining the future roadmap for paid version, but would love your feedback. Thank you for your time.